Casemiro. Welcome to Real Talk Battle League. Adelaide, we enjoying the fucking day or what? Yeah! This is my co-host. I'm gonna introduce him in a second. We got some sponsors to shout out. I want to shout out the Spot Port Adelaide. Shout out Chase Dreams, Leave Casualties Clothing. Shout out to Clinic 116. And shout out to everybody for coming out today. Make some fucking noise for yourselves.
Yeah.
What up,
miss? 456, Brokeman Squad. Thank you again, everyone battling the heat tonight. Without further ado, representing New Zealand to my left, battler, introduce yourself.
Yo, it's PFak representing GI East Auckland. Shout out to everyone back at home. 1 ounce, Red Zone, B team especially. Thank you, Adelaide, for having me. Let's go!
Battler to my right, you've seen him before, representing Perth.
Yes.
You.
Cortext, 6K, SLD, DS fam. Let's do it.
Now, PFak won the coin toss and chose to go first. Once again, guys, hold it down. However, react accordingly. First round on PFak. When you're ready, let's go.
See yo. Cortext coming off an international battle. That was a good look for the scene, Court. But I didn't set the bar the highest. Let's use more supreme, Court. You know what I mean, Court? Still waiting for his brain to adjust. The system isn't working. Thinking this tongue could sub-P? Nah, that's why I had to visit him in person. Yo, what up, Adelaide? This is only my 5th battle, and I done moved from city to city on my nomad steeds. I'm surprised they let me into the country, considering I'm on a toe tag spree since I'm known as P. I'm used to security stops and anything they throw at me. Customs knew P was dangerous. This time they hit my pen and notepad seized, and they told me Cortex a Tongan. Well, damn, that grown man needs some talking to from a real stallion. Boy, you are no stampede. That international inflated your self-esteem, thinking he owned that, please. I know exactly the buttons to press for this big head. Yeah, boy, I know that cheat. Yeah. They keep booking me because I know how to hustle and flow. Plus the prison's clean. They keep putting my pick on the main. They turn me to a Terrence mean. You need lessons, G. Miss with me, then death is non-negotiable. His promotion good, but he disposable. Flow is all he has, but content-wise is nothing notable. I mean, you could recite Jordan sayings your whole rounds, and I still wouldn't say you quotable. Yeah, but my punches is really punches. That's my style they trying to jack. Each hand adventures you won't survive. Looking all types of whack. You bring a support crew, it don't matter. Still ain't gonna beat me, boy. Even if the snake tellers meant to power him up, still couldn't see me, boy. All right, cool. See, I done shook you and your crews. I can cook you in, I choose. For trying to get up later, keep him sleeping, I done put you in the snooze. Let's keep it rap, I ain't math. I do more than hook you for the views. Richmond train station, going off track and put you in the news. Yeah, so what you got for me? Yeah, so what you got for me, Court? A couple P-flips, show off your pen, increase the likelihood of a replay. Or maybe you got jokes, distract us from the fact that your writing is your weak trait. Or maybe highlight me as an outsider. You barely got the respect of the scene, mate. You restricted in your own country. Makes sense that you got this P plate. Or maybe, yeah. Or maybe you'll flip my debut when I handed gibberish as death. Say that 3rd round was unchristian. When I claim I left him bitter and depressed, vilify me for that angle. Because I highlight the triggers he repressed. Hold up. Gibbs is retired and spending more time with his family. Boy, I consider that success. Yeah. Or you're gonna, maybe it's a Christian angle. Well, then I hope you brought the best for me, because my battle rapper's involvement is inception. This is a game of chess for me. I was called to bless more peeps, and I ain't even gotta preach. I just exist, and y'all do the rest for me, because they gotta read scriptures every time they prep for me. Either way, it doesn't matter. So, can't you see I got the science down, and it only gets worse from here on out, boy? That's my lightest round.
Let's go. Time. Make some noise. First round on Cortext, let's go.
Hey, yo. They asked me why I went from Cortez to battling PFak. Well, let me tell you all my reasons. See, I train in the arena with gladiators. So anybody they got roaming for the call, I see him. See, usually I don't show my bad side. But if dog try me tonight, well then y'all might meet him. It's dental work, leave his jaw wide. And right before he hit the floor, I'd treat him. See, tonight I'm exposing his shit. Like I ripped the door off the cubicle, because they say got all of the views and pee streaming everywhere. Like the floor by the urinal. See, they say it's good to see another brother shining. Like I proud to be supporting and root for you, but it's vaccinations in Africa. I'm gonna give you one shot, and that's about all I'm gonna do for you. They ain't saluting you. His home crowd is so loud, but I had to scold you, so I coaxed you out of your hole just so I could whack-a-mole you. That's a hydrogen balloon that you ride in fact, I told you. See how fast you're going down without all of that gas to hold you? See, his name's Bowler. His name's Bowler, and from his lyrics you would think it was a G that's lurking. But in reality he's a passive, clean, sober, little shrink rap virgin. He don't even swear when he rap. He find other ways around because he don't need that version. So if you hear a mean flip tonight, that's just PFak cursing. Oh, flip. To me, it's just so basic. I don't need genius notations. It's easy to see that all of his scheming has no basis. He'll just cater to the crowd, naming a heap of your known places and inexplicably mixing some heaters and chrome waving. He'll be like, I'm in Adelaide. So you know that I fuck with your heavy, but this gonna be like Jits Gym in Rundle Street. It could work out bad when I pull up, so I'm hoping that core ready, cause the hawk heavy. I got Royal Adelaide Hospital getting the morgue ready. They gonna say they found him dead. I run it back. He said, yo, I'm in Adelaide. So you know that I fuck with your heavy, but this gonna be like Jits Gym in Rundle Street. It can work out bad when I pull up, so I'm hoping that core ready, cause the hawk heavy. I got Royal Adelaide Hospital getting the morgue ready. They gonna say they found him dead in the north. That's where his soul's buried, yeah. See, that's where his soul's buried. See, why are you faking the funk instead of trying to reach for authenticity? Fishing online when there really ain't no real in your delivery. Oh, boy. Ain't no real in your delivery. So you think you're ready for URL because you rhyming with all that mean agility, P, you're killing me. You know one ability that you lack, believability, because let him tell that he gripped the steel off him. Well, if the steel on him, I rip the steel off him, steal from him, and then steal on him with the steel off him. And I'm still on him till there ain't nothing to steal off him. Try to take his gold, but I ain't get nothing but steal off him. What's really popping? Because when it comes to guns, anyone I know that ever plays with metal, got him buried somewhere, it'll probably take him 7 mates and several days to get to, drawing treasure maps to get the straps, in case they ever bring the feds to. Come home to a team of men excavating your front yard, it ain't a renovation rescue. What they ain't tell you? This is Australia, bro, where the Goonies hang, quick to let the Ruger bang. See my youngin' letting something fly, it ain't a boomerang. Cause you out here, they some hooligans, mask off, shooting things, G's all over the hood. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. If you stupid lame, and if not, then what the hell do you call that? I'm just trying to stand out from the crowd. Let these little hecklers talk smack. I'ma just be me, keep it 100, and fall back. I don't need to play the part of parody rapper. That's all facts. Let's go.
Second round on PFak, let's go.
Yeah, was all right. Yo, Cortext been an up-and-comer for the last 7 years. Facts. I've been battling for 7 months. Somehow we're making the same impression. In 5 moves, I'm in the same spot as you. My career is the great ascension. When not too long ago, I was a nobody with not enough buy-in for people to pay attention. But now it's Simon Says, because the move don't count unless my name is mentioned. I ain't subtle intended. Papa's bubble a struggle. The king here, the humble as peasant. He keep complaining, saying the scene ain't giving the brother his credit. But say it with your chest. All your rounds are struggle embedded. Couple of stretches, reaches, and you struggle to punch with a setup. Brain of a teenager. Cortex still underdeveloped. Boy, how you... Yeah. Cortex still underdeveloped. Boy, how you over 20 battles deep and ain't really improved that much? If you to judge him against a dude that punch, scheme, angle, there'd be no dispute as such. All your responses are nonsense when his comments are constant. How I'm dope outside my home soil. I'm the hydroponics of chronics. But you give yourself dabs. All your homage is pompous. But ain't notice manslaughter. I'm acknowledged accomplice. I'm crocodile snapping. If you're conscious, dishonest, then have a gator on your shore. And that promise Columbus. My punches compare with Greek myths. I'm the Adonis of boxes. All your squares get lean quick. Even the strongest is rhombus. I'm the apocalypse. Ultron mixed with the skin of Colossus. Gollum and Onyx. Recollected rings that was dropping from Sonic. Crash Bandicoot running with the mask he got from V-Boxes. I'm that invincible. You ain't adequately polished to stop this. I'm creme de la creme. I'm done with this crop. Mont Blanc in the spot. You wanted a top tier pen? Of course it's gonna come with a box. See, I ain't lost a battle yet. So taking them out supports the climb. I've been consistently killing it. Every bout is glorified, but you gotta lose for motivation. That pattern now is normalized. Your studio shows you're inconsistent. Always gotta take an hour before a high. Oh, are you mad because this rookie Yeah, you heard him in his first? You mad because this rookie buzzing and I'm the one that they mention now? You went from an international to a newcomer. Well, that's how J Legend felt. That's how J Legend felt. I slay second rounds. Your mixtape verses just won't do for believers. You get checked if you don't show up. These are truant procedures. My lines feel like real punches. I drop too many seizures. Punches is pit bulls. Couple phrases could ruin your features. But you're gonna be speechless. So next round, I need y'all to try and listen in. Because third round's where I talk to his soul. Why else would they invite a Christian in? Time to finish him. Plus his mom's white, so you should be used to getting talked to as a type of discipline. Time.
Make some noise.
Yo, I'm about to show y'all tonight, between me and P, there's a large difference. See, I done crunched the numbers and calculated the large figures. While it seems as if he's standing right here in my path, listening, different dimensions. Reality is, between me and him, there's a vast distance. See, I'm known for my dope performance, my presence, and harsh lyrics. He's known as a sober Christian, projecting a hard image. See, my brand took a drop for this. His shit took a large pivot. His stock just went up like 20% in the last minute, just standing next to me. Just standing next to me. Yeah. His stock just went up like 20% in the last minute. Yo, so we tried to play his hand and got placed in a large ticket. So the deal is still the same, but the weight of the card different. This is first time on the top of the bill. You should thank me, I'm past this kid. Shit, you know that the fucking students of the game, the teacher's the same, but the class isn't, see?
Cheers for your boy. Cheers for your boy.
Yeah. The students the students the same, but the class isn't. But fuck giving the blessing. I came here to deliver a lesson. This time last year, I sent 1 ounce brightest pupil spiraling into a fit of depression. After this, you're gonna be sit right next to Jibs in timeout until you finish your questions, mumbling under your breath. Like, man, us islanders always gotta sit in detention. This is a veteran. First a henchman, y'all gonna see this guy euthanized. If you ask me, he ain't really deserve the shot. It's like a pedophile suicide. But here's where the story splits. We can keep it light, and I won't even try scrutinize, or we can take him deep, increase the pressure, and see this guy scuba dive. So y'all want me to kill him?
Yeah, baby.
Well, let me talk my shit for a minute. See, this Christian talk about ratchets on the weekend and expect the masses to believe him. But it's like the pastor woke up late on Sunday. You ain't practiced what you preaching. I can handle that. But you're also a mentor for the youth. Yeah, they relate to what you're speaking. And forget Bible law, this tribal law. I know you see the shame in what you're teaching, see? See, what if you get a call one night? Pick up the phone like, hello, this is who? It's the local police. They got a young man with one phone call, and he's chosen it's you. He's like, remember me, Paula? You brought me through the Bible class when I was thrown out of school, told me it's cool, and even the young G's like me can roll with it too. And I watch all of your battles. I love how you talk about holding the tool. I love how you're talking about holding the tool, because the Bible teaches never to be liars. So I know that it's true. And my older brother's got a pistol. So last night I went and stole from his room. I saw my enemy post up on a corner with all of his crew. I pulled a piece out, told him peace out, and I unloaded it too. I thought about what you said and G'd up. Like, this is what Bowler would do. See, our kids grow up on rap and action flicks. So we raise them to like guns. Imagine what they're about to do with that. The day they can find one, pumped up off the shit that you promote. Because you creating the hype, son. I would have smacked the conscience out of brother if that baby was my son, see. See, we all make choices. You're just supposed to make sure they making the right ones. Teach them the protocol. When the situation's a tight one, instead of fronting them to work, you should be helping them find some. Instead of raising them to pop, you should be raising them like one. Y'all got me tight, son. You a one-trick pony that ought to be bought a saddle, not equipped to handle all of the options I brought to battle. Concepts, conscious flow, tell them a story and work the angle. So you might have all the guns, but who got all of the ammo? It's John Rambo in all camo. Watch my enemies fall flat. But you can't even blame those violent movies, because you telling them all that. And when little Johnny catching an uppercase after giving them all caps, whose responsibility is that? I ain't lying, it's all facts. Let's go.
Last round on PFak, let's go.
Gonna need more. Yo, you ready for the third round, Adelaide? Yo, how stoked were you when Cortez started his third? Realizing what he was going to speak about hardly would hurt. I saw you laugh at that turn, breathing easier, your armor preserved, not knowing you'd face me next. That was just heartache deterred. Real talk, you're about to witness my lessons are the hardest to learn. Harshest of verbs and nouns, you literally get charred from the words, and you won't be the same after running into this fire. To a pit after the burns. Yo, mark every word. That's what Tez's third round should have been. Or you gonna find out that I'm a vigilante, and what Court wouldn't do, I'ma do it myself. Time for an honest session. I do not respect them. Cortext culturally confused. Well, that's what their song suggested. Don't know if you're white Australian or Tongan ripping. Wrong perspective, asking for guidance since it got depressing. Instead of God, he met a pod. Tried to harden up, but it was not effective. Boy, boy, how you stoop that low? I see how you desperate for attention and you struggle for views. So for your own benefit and gain, you appropriate the struggle for views. False dichotomy, believing you have to take a side. Your song Brown or White showed you wanted to reclaim that side, but every time you battle a brother in front of a white crowd, shows you really hate that side. You told Jibs that for our people, you're going to deny the anguish despite the tragic experiences with that ethnic side you managed to reconcile our native tongue. So there's having all types of practice. A bloodline was damaged when against Cortez, you went through all that effort to write in Spanish. Been a whole year, I still ain't heard him recite our language. You lying by rediscovering your tongue the way that James Cook did. One moment they're faithful, turns to betrayal quick. Only proud when it's the trend. Oh, I hate those pricks. There's more to dying for Tonga than a filter on your Facebook pic. That Tongan culture really is lost with you, man. What good is lots of new fans at the cost of your fam? Is it really worth dissing out people to have them back in your court? I mean, you went as far as to say FNZ. That's why I'm mad at you, court, because us Kiwis would accept you more, not try to repackage you, court. I know the system is corrupt, but how you prefer the kangaroo, court? Standing in these new thought, Tex will never be champ because he too brown. And your core, a nation like Australia don't want to see you crown. Oh, but I get it. Yeah, I get it. He's still bitter at his Tongan dad for giving his family the muck around. He got bound up and left his family to suffer now. Now I ain't glorifying that. I know you and yours had it rough without, but count your blessings. Some of us had dads worse than yours, then they stuck around. Brother, how do you live with those comments? You're leaving the wrong mark on your scene, turning your back on the very seed you come from, core. The apple don't fall far from the tree. See, this half-caste is half-assed. He get analyzed bad. I'm purebred Tongan. He jealous at the fact that I am. Turning his back on our culture, it was a must in this battle I snapped. Now it's not just blood in your veins to prove you're only half the man that I am. Thank you, Adelaide, for having me. It's PFak, BT.
Yo, he talked about me being half Tongan. This a half-caste problem. I'll fucking snap his wrist, really put a fucking half-caste on him, see? So, yo, I heard you just had a baby. But these are going to be the days that you remember for the rest of your child's life. This is where you get made a man, create a plan, and put an end to those wild nights. But while his missus was in the baby's room, getting everything ready and styled right, P was in the back, preparing for a competitive rhyme fight. He's like, babe, we got a big day coming up in store for us both. And I know there's a couple of things we need to go over that are important to note. I mean, this day could change our lives forever. Shit, this is more than a joke. Bro, this is my real talk debut, babe. This could have finally brought us some hope. It's January 27th, and I got to make sure my performance is dope. She's like, that's the day that, shh, babe, you're breaking my concentration. I just thought of a quote. Now, if you had done that on the day, that could have caused me to choke. She's like, babe, what is it? My water just broke. He's like, wait, just take some deep breaths and it'll fade away. Who cares if the hospital are waiting for us? Babe, we can make him wait. I mean, they're doing it with Australia Day. Can't we just tell them to change the date? Yeah. I really wish this was a fucking joke, but it isn't. He thought the delivery room was just a place that he could go through his writtens. Stalking the halls, yelling shit, chest beating, like he ain't no competition. While wifey's at home, breastfeeding, alone in the kitchen. Yeah. And Brody's a Christian. So what I'm about to say, he ain't gonna like me now. But if a fucking word I say is a lie, then let God strike me down. We good? Yeah. Well, let me talk my shit for a minute. See, how do we know those white people had it all figured out when they were arriving on cook ships? I mean, they ain't give us a straight line since they got there. How we ain't know that their rulers might have been crooked? See, when the soldiers came, we charged. Like we could fight back the bullets. But when those missionaries positioned, we just lied back and took it. See, they forced us to worship white Jesus, or the underworld is where we go after. See, made us ashamed to wear the kupesi. Typecasting those with tattoos as troublemakers and brawl starters, disregarding thousands of years of culture for the last couple of hundred to go past us, left us learning more about our stories from watching Moana than from our own fathers. I mean, yo, and Tongans love to talk about how we were never colonized, but they ain't need to face us with ratchets. It's psychological enslavement. See, in our brains we were captured. Now you sit in church, say your prayer that you'll be saved from the rapture, let that white priest break your bread, and you walk out of there still tasting that cracker. And for that, I'm gonna pick up the largest bat and I'll plant it flat in his starter cap. Now, parts of Fak are just like what his family needs. They father back. I'll draw the weapon, paint the walls in blood. Yeah, I'll Picasso that. I'll turn this murder to an exhibition. I'll make an artifact. You need to call your barber back and tell him you don't want the fade or any parts of that. You need to call your barber back and tell him you don't need the fade or any part to that, because I'll smack him back in time. He'll wind up back to where he started at. No revival, no recovery, and you're all about to feel the aftermath. No curtain call, no encore. Now we don't want to hear no bars from Fak. Fak, Fak, Fak. So you can bring whoever you want to bring with you. It's only going to make this ass whipping worse. So you can bring your cardinal, your pastor. So you can even bring half of your church. Bring that fucking renter crowd that gets on every little last part of my nerves. Shit, you can bring all of your B-team soldiers. Yeah, we got caskets for your army reserved. It's the 1 ounce killer. Shit, it's the 1 ounce killer. Yeah. It's a 1 ounce killer. You know, you don't want no part of that. I'll be out in AK with a full clip for anyone talking about sparking that. Yo, NZ, it's all love. But how many rappers you worship have to be murdered before y'all can bring me out there and give me someone that's actually worth it? Time.
Yeah. Make some noise out of line.